What's up, everybody? It's Philip. I just realized it's been over 6 months since I did a update on my YouTube channel. Most of the time I post on Instagram and it just kind of slipped my mind. So the house is empty. I figured I'd give you guys a little update and show you what's happening in Mattie's Reef. Let's get started. All right, guys, here we go. First thing, let's talk about the equipment. I've had really no changes. I'm still running the ice cap kelp stirrer. It's keeping my pH between 8.2 and 8.3. Have the Reef octopus skimmer, 300 external. Love it. No issues whatsoever. Just pulls a lot of skim mate, which is great. I did add a DIY battery backup for the Vortec. And there's the controller board is pretty much the same. I did add a picture of Mattie. She's it's been 1 year since she passed away this month. So since this tank is dedicated to her, I figured I'd put up her picture there so she can always watch after the tank. One thing I did change is I added an XR15 blue, and I have a little frag area in my sump. I'm running this light, reverse light cycle, in attempts to, help that elevated pH stay up in the evenings. Since I'm lighting these corals, I'm hoping that the pH won't take that little dip that it does in the evening. So far, it doesn't really seem to be doing much, but I'm going to just keep running it that way. That way I don't have to look at the light during the day when the main display is on. I'm still running the calcium reactor. It's the Reef octopus calcium reactor. The thing's great. I've had no issues with it. I have a little Kimura Pump X Pro T that's dosing Brightwell Replenish for trace elements. And there's my controller cabinet, just with all the equipment, Pantarei controller. This is the Kimura that runs the calcium reactor, the return pump controller, and that's the feed pump for the calcium reactor. Not the feed pump, but the recirculating pump. So none of the equipment has really changed. So I did move the Reef octopus Varios 4 down here. I think it's called Octopulse 4. I'm sorry, that's what it's called. It was on the side of the tank, but I needed some flow down here for my little frag area. So that's doing well. And what I did to replace that, sorry for the glare, is I added a Gyro 4K that's run off of the Coral View Wave Engine LE. So those are kind of new. I'm still running the ATI Stratons. The only changes I made to them is I upped the percentages. I started them at 75%. I've been raising them 5% every 2 weeks. Up until now, I'm at 100% with them. The whites, reds, and greens are not at 100%, but the overall intensity is. So let's take a look at the main tank. Let me switch this over to Pro mode so the tank won't look so blue. Stand by 1 second. All right, guys, here we are at the tank. The tank is pretty much on cruise control right now, guys. There's been absolutely no issues with any of my corals. A couple months back, I was having a little bit of dino on the sand bed. You can still see some little tiny traces, but when it was really bad on the sand bed, a few of the corals looked kind of pale. They weren't looking so hot. I did have the craziest coral I had to move out were some not blue star polyps, the fireworks clove polyps. For some reason, they shriveled up, and I have them in the frag tank and they've recovered just fine, but for some reason they didn't like it in here. I moved over my OG Bounce. I did frag it, and I will put the frag back in the 525 once it heals up. The LPS are all just fully puffy, filling out this entire section. The only coral that's really not doing well is right in the center of the screen. You can see that yellow Goniopora there. For some reason, it's not extending like it was. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but if it's only one coral, I'll take that, no big deal. Torches are doing okay. My Nix torch here, this is a Nix torch. It doesn't look like it, but It did lose all its gold for some reason, and I'm hoping with since I raised the intensity, that will come back. Besides that, I haven't had any real coral issues. Everything's just been growing out. It's been 6 months since I last showed the tank, so if you look at that old video, you can really see how things have matured and grown out. I did move some fathead dendros in here, which are one of my favorites, super cool. My Space Invaders rocking there in that little cave. All the fish are doing well. That's one thing that's gone on in this tank in the last 6 months. I had a Achilles tang and a blonde naso tang in here. They were already quarantine fish when I bought them. They were doing well in here for 2 months, eating just fine. They weren't bullying anybody. Nobody was bullying them. One morning I woke up to see the naso just laying on the bottom of the sand bed. No signs of illness, no signs of anything. He was just gone. And then 2 days later, found the Achilles the same way. So I'm not really sure what happened. There's been no like crazy temperature spikes or nothing like low oxygen or anything like that. So I'm not really sure what happened. They just checked out on me. A couple new additions. I added some chalices, the Raha Rampage and the My Miami. I did add this Pink Cadillac. That's another new frag. But for the most part, everything is pretty much just growing out, which is a good thing. Haven't really had any issues with any of the acros. Some growing faster than others. Of course, the expensive ones, they sit there as little nubs. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's just a quick little update. Figured since the house was empty and it's been so long, I'd get something out for you guys. But I do post on Instagram almost daily, so if you haven't, follow me over there. And if you're on Instagram, check me out at cc_reefkeeper. And yeah, I post there almost daily. So I always post the new corals I got, any equipment changes and stuff like that. I'm just not real big on YouTube. I don't really like making videos all that much because I don't like to edit. That's why I'm just doing this one point and shoot. So anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you guys over on Instagram. Take it easy.